That frantic 911 call from the home of actress Demi Moore earlier this week. It took about 2 minutes from the time the call was made before the dispatcher sent an ambulance. For more, we turn to Dr. Howard Samuels, a psychotherapist and a leading expert on alcohol and drug addiction. He's in Los Angeles. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
First of all, from listening to the 911 tape, how much trouble was Demi Moore in?
No, she was definitely in trouble. I mean, this was a real emergency. You could hear the panic in the voices on the telephone. Obviously, you know, this was a 911 call that was very serious, and especially when the paramedics came, they took her to the hospital. Because many times the paramedics will come, and if it's not that serious, they'll leave. But they took her to the hospital, which shows you the seriousness of this.
So what do we think these substances they were describing are?
Well, basically it sounds like a drug called spice. Now, spice is very much like marijuana. It used to be legal, but now it is illegal, but head shops sell it all across the country. And there's a loophole where they sell it as incense. So, you know, you smoke it, and this is a drug that creates heart palpitations, panic attacks, you have foggy memory. It can really cause some complications physically. Now, in this situation, though, you have a 49-year-old woman who is smoking it. This is a drug that a lot of teenagers smoke. Now, but along with the drug, there have been reports that she has been losing a lot of weight, that she could possibly have been on Adderall, that she was drinking a lot of Red Bull. So if you put that whole thing in a package, you know, with her like having a seizure, makes all the sense in the world.
So what does it say about her state of mind that she may have allegedly been using this combination of substances, and how addictive is it? If you want to try and clean up your life, how difficult is it to get back to where you were?
Well, you know, spice is addictive, but I think the issue here is extremely risky self-destructive behavior, and that is usually caused by somebody who is going through a really difficult emotional time. And if you take a look at Demi Moore, I mean, she just had a public humiliation with her husband publicly cheating on her with the woman, the name and the picture of the woman in the newspapers. So, I mean, what a horrific thing for a woman to have to go through. So, you know, it really makes sense that she would sort of hit a bottom like this emotionally. And the good news, I got to say there's good news, is that she's in a treatment center. Now, if she stays in the treatment center and she really works out her grief and loss issues over the marriage, there's a lot of hope here for her.
Well, we've seen these rehab relapses over and over again, particularly with celebs. What are the numbers there, and what's our outlook?
Well, you know, you have to understand something, is that, you know, rehabs, it's very common for everybody that goes to rehab to relapse. Unfortunately, that is a part of the recovery process. The only problem with that, you may not make it through the relapse alive. And so it's not just celebrities, it's normal people that go to rehabs. I mean, you know, addiction is a very difficult thing to overcome. I mean, myself, I'm 27 years clean and sober. I've spent 3 years of my life locked up in treatment centers before I finally had a psychic shift and turned my life around.
Well, hopefully she's got a great support network around her. Dr. Howard Samuels in Los Angeles this morning, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Absolutely.